Well, firstly, thank you very much for coming today. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Scott Bosquet. I'm the CEO of the Sustainable Melbourne Fund. We're going to be running the session today, which hopefully introduces you, if you haven't heard about environmental upgrade agreements, but also goes into a little bit of the detail and particularly really focuses on what are the real opportunities that environmental upgrade agreements and environmental upgrade charges offer you as providers to the marketplace. And ultimately the benefits that can be offered to your customers. First of all, I'd like to welcome Michelle Isles from the City of Melbourne to talk a little bit about the City of Melbourne's 1200 Buildings program. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott, and welcome to the Town Hall. Many of you may know about the 1200 Buildings program, and it's come from our zero net emissions by 2020 target that Council committed to back in 2002. So we have worked with many of you over many years in the built environment. We have had a commitment to increase the performance of buildings in our city. We know there is a way to go and that many of you are actively contributing to making our city more efficient in terms of the way that our buildings perform and are making more attractive buildings for tenants and businesses to use in our city, which is an important agenda for the city. The 1200 Buildings program was established to play a part in reaching our zero net emissions by 2020 target that we set for the city. Of course, we don't own many of the buildings in the city, but we have to work with building owners to help them to understand what retrofitting, so improving the performance of their buildings, could look like. And so we need to work with you and your expertise, your relationships and connections to building owners to make that happen. We also run a City Switch program which works with office tenants. Scott will talk through, and Bronwyn today, the environmental upgrade finance. And we know that the ongoing performance of buildings in the city is extremely important. So from the city's perspective, we're looking to both support building owners, to work with you and service and product providers, but also with tenants in the city, and to look at the opportunities that building and tenant relationship can present to achieve outcomes as we head to 2020 and beyond. Through the 1200 Buildings program, we've undertaken research to better understand Melbourne's building stock, which is similar to other cities in that we know there's a long way to go in terms of improving the performance. But Melbourne's building stock is unique. So we've looked at ownership profiles in terms of both those buildings that are owned in portfolio structures and those that are owned by building owners in family institutions or individuals that may need more assistance to understand where the opportunities lie. Some of the research that we've undertaken has involved market research, so talking with building owners around what drives them and motivates them to, spend money on their buildings. Now, some of the barriers that we uncovered were, of course, looking at access to knowledge and resource and information. So we've been putting quite a bit of effort into working with leaders in the field, such as many of you, in pulling together case studies and resources that will help building owners to better understand what they could do and what the process involves. And it can be complex, we understand. But also importantly, a huge barrier that we found was access to finance for some of these programs. So Scott and Bronwyn from the Sustainable Melbourne Fund will go through this today, but in establishing the environmental upgrade finance, we see this as a way that you can sell your services and products that are going to improve Melbourne's building stock to building owners in the city to achieve better outcomes. Again, I'll leave it to my colleagues to go into more detail, but we have appointed the Sustainable Melbourne Fund to administer environmental upgrade finance because we think they're well positioned to do so. And we're really excited about working with you in the next few years to transform Melbourne's building stock. So I hope you enjoy and get something out of the presentation today. Thank you.